Let's just talk about the big white elephant in the room. The coronavirus is not God's way of punishing us. Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, Quiet Praise, where we're talking about faith, life, and perspective. And as you probably already noticed in my intro, we're going to be talking about the coronavirus. Once again, yes, I know, but the reality is that it is the number one thing on everybody's mind. Now, I'm going to be talking a little bit about what the purpose is in this time of quarantine or hashtag isolation. There's so many people that have come to me, even family members that have said, this is God's way of punishing us, or, we need to repent, or we need to go ahead and follow God. But the reality is that if you haven't followed God already after He's shown all His miracles and His love for us and His sacrifice, you can choose to try to follow Him out of fear, and hopefully that will change into a heartfelt, honest relationship with Him. But if you're just going to follow Him because you're scared, you believe that you're going to be going to hell or whatever it is that you believe in, that you may need to stop and reevaluate what it is that you believe in and why you believe in that. But that is not the topic for this video today. Today, we're going to be talking about 3 different R's related to this coronavirus. We're going to be talking about rest, reflection, and reconnection. Why am I saying rest? Of course, most of us are at home. I work from home anyways, but I'm just not allowed to go visit any of my patients. Many of us are forced to be home. Many of us have traveled outside of the United States or to other states, and now we are quarantined for 14 days. The bottom line is that we are, as a nation, supposed to be staying at home during this quarantine. And so this really is a time for us to rest. It is a time for us to, have time with our families, have time with our children, just disconnect from the world, disconnect from all distractions, and really focus on resting and rejuvenating and seeing what God has to tell us. The Bible talks about a rest as in being the Sabbath day. And so not necessarily talking specifically about the Sabbath today, but we can take it in the same way we do the Sabbath, in that we need to just stop. This is a time for us to rest, to calm down. This is a time for us to enjoy time going outside. Honestly, this week I've been riding my bike with my child. I've been taking my dog on more walks than what I care to do. I've been really sitting out on my patio, enjoying hearing the birds, not having to go to Walmart or to Publix every single day, which, by the way, I do not recommend because it is chaos out there. If you haven't gotten your supplies already, make sure you do that before the end of the week. Just enjoy some iced tea or coffee or herbal tea, just focusing on your relaxation, focusing on just resting, maybe even from social media or from watching the TV. I know in my house, I don't have cable. We actually have like a little antenna that my mother-in-law gave me, and we also have Netflix because my mom has it, and I also have PureFlix. So definitely just disconnecting from all of that and just enjoying this time that I have. Sometimes we're so focused on doing things on the go. I know as a mom, I'm going to soccer practice, I'm going to school, I'm going to go buy the groceries, I have to go do this, I have to do my own errands, we have Bible studies, we have singing practice, we have church functions that we need to go to. And so this time really is forcing us to stay close, to not be so pulled in so many directions, but actually just take time to rest. Do that facial that you've always wanted to do. Do that pedicure at home that you wanted to do. I don't know if anybody else does. I have that tub my mom bought for me like years ago, where you put the bubbles and you put the soap and stuff. And so I have never done a pedicure. Actually, I haven't done one in years. And so, doing that, taking care of your hair, taking care of your nails, taking care of your skin, just really taking care of yourself during this time. Just do things that you've always wanted to do and you weren't able to because you were too busy doing other things. The second R is reflect. And this is one that really hits personal to me because, like I said, we are so busy doing 1,000,001 things that we really don't stop to focus on God. Yes, God is always on my mind. He's number one in my mind. I try to do my devotionals in the morning, if not in the afternoon, or if not at night. But am I really taking the amount of time that I should to try to fill my cup for me to go ahead and share with others? Absolutely not. And so me personally, I am taking this time to reflect on, God, thank you for this day. Thank you for allowing me to be here, to be safe, to be healthy. I was reading yesterday that I guess Wednesday, yesterday, March 25th, was the deadliest day in the United States regarding this coronavirus. I guess there was the most deaths or something like that. But the reality is that we honestly, more than ever, need to be thankful for the day that we have, for living another day, for having food, for still having my job. There's so many people that are being laid off of their jobs, and how are they supposed to be providing for their families, for their children? How are they supposed to be paying their bills and their rent? So I praise God because I do have the ability to stay home, and many of us do. But we also need to remember that we need to pray for the nation. We need to be praying for those that have lost family members from the coronavirus. We need to be praying for those that are laid off, and we need to be praying for those that are not sure of what the future holds for them. And so this 10 for reflection is really reflecting inward. Am I doing everything I need to do to be close with God? Am I really dedicating all the time that I could to God? Am I reading my Bible the way I should be? Now, we're not saved by works, and everybody knows that. No matter what we do, we can never be saved by works. But the reality is that if you work or if you do something because you love someone, then that shows that you really do love them. For example, I love God, and so I choose to keep the Sabbath. I choose to read my Bible. I choose to read my devotionals. I choose to pray. Just like when I love my husband, and I decide to cook for him. I decide to clean the house. I decide to make him the little snacks that he likes. I decide to iron his clothes. I decide to spend time with him. I decide to do things that he enjoys me doing with him because I love him. And so once we realize that that's the relationship that we need to have with God, it becomes this whole nother relationship, this whole nother intimacy that we never really could have until this time of rest. With reflection also comes asking yourself, have I repented of all my sins? Have I given all my sins to God? Yes, he knows the beginning from the end, but sometimes he wants to hear us admit and acknowledge that we have sinned, and we are repenting of this sin day to day. We don't have to have, oh Lord, please forgive me, and we move on to the next thing. But then guess what? We end up doing the same thing the next day. So definitely in this time of reflection, we need to reflect in our own lives and in our relationship with Christ. Are we doing what we can? Are we spending our time wisely is the thing. For example, I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and I was saying that sometimes me and my husband get caught up watching cooking channels or the travel channel, or we just got a poodle and so we are hooked on these grooming videos from YouTube. And so is that bad? Absolutely not. Is it a sin for me to be watching grooming channels or animal channel or videos on travel and food? Absolutely not. Are there worse things that I could probably be watching? Yes. But the reality is that if I am taking time away from God, taking time away from my devotional, taking time away from my prayer time, taking time from that communion with Christ because I am focused or I'm too busy or I am distracted by watching the food channel or watching the animal channel, then yes, it is a stumbling block for me. And some people may think absolutely not, because you're not watching this other show, like it doesn't have demons in it, it doesn't have curse words, it doesn't have all this violent stuff. But to me, that is a sin. That is a distraction. Now, that doesn't mean that is the same for you. This is only my personal conviction. Please comment below if you feel the same way, or if you think I'm totally crazy. That is absolutely fine. So what we've been doing lately, not just in this quarantine time, but we've been starting to do it, I think a month now, is my family and I have dinner together. The past couple of months, we've decided to actually and consciously sit down and eat dinner together. I know that many families do that, and that's great. I'm so proud of you guys. God bless you. We just started doing that a couple months ago, and I think it's really been a blessing. I actually got a devotional, don't know if you can see it. It's by Josh McDowell's, and it's Youth Devotions, A Daily Adventure in Making Right Choices by Bob Hostler, and I'm going to put that in the description below because I probably said it wrong, but it's very simple. It's a very good devotional book that I use. It is appropriate for me and my husband's age, it's appropriate for my teenager's age, and it's also appropriate for my young child who's 9 years old. It's like a one sentence verse, not like this long thing, because honestly, kids nowadays have a very short attention span. It pertains to their lifestyle, to their language, to their mentality. And then at the bottom, it has a reflection question. It has act or action, and then it has a prayer, which is really, really cute. And the last R is reconnecting. We need to reconnect with each other as a family. We need to reconnect with our kids. We need to reconnect with our husbands and wives. We need to be reconnecting also with God. Now, I know that here in Volusia County, Florida, the parks are closed just because they don't want anybody going around and spreading it, but you can walk around your neighborhood. You can go to your backyard. I saw the neighbors up front this morning time doing like a splash pad thing. You know, they had the sprinklers and they had all kinds of stuff. If you don't have a pool, just really try to be creative with how you spend time with your family. Like I said, you could do devotional, but so much time inside. I know that for me, I'm from Puerto Rico and now I live in Florida. I love to be outside. I love the sun. Walk your dog around, or, you know, jog with your husband and your kids, or ride a bike around. Do a sidewalk chalk art. I know that in my neighborhood it's really cool. Last Sunday everybody had chalk, and all the neighbors, their kids would draw really cool sayings or quotes or drawings on the floor, and then each neighbor individually would just go around the neighborhood and we'd be reading each other's sidewalks. A lot of motivational quotes, which are really cool. Just ways for you guys to stay reconnected. And of course, with your spouse or, you know, your children, have that time at night or in the morning or anytime during the day, really, to just connect, to talk. No phones, no other distractions, no TV, just really talk and figure out, you know, how are they feeling about all this? Because many times we know what we're feeling, but we don't really talk and discuss what our kids are feeling. They may be feeling scared, they may be feeling hopeless or anxious, or other kids know what's going on and they're like, you know, Mama, I know I have God has control, and I have all faith that He's going to take care of us, and so that's great. And so this is definitely a time for you to reconnect, to talk, to open up those communication lines. I mean, there's nothing else to do, so you're going to be stuck in the four walls of your home. Might as well try to make it good talking to your family. So I hope that this was useful for you guys. I know it was for me. Definitely resting is a must. Reflecting on my walk with Christ and reconnecting with my family. I hope that you guys enjoy your quarantine, make the most out of it, honestly, and just love your family and thank God for every blessing that you get every day. Please give this video a thumbs up and comment below, show me the love, let me know what you felt about this video, let me know things that you and your family are doing or things that you really feel you would like to do during this quarantine. If you have any prayer requests, I would definitely go ahead and put those below as well so that I can go ahead and pray for you guys. You can also follow me on Instagram at A Quiet Praise. God bless, be safe, and till next time.